The reason why we suffer despite having the best standards of living in human history is because we are very biased towards life itself. Mental and emotional suffering has very little to do with the external dimensions of life because it is an internal phenomena. Pain is of the body, but suffering is of the mind and the heart. In my previous video, I talked about awareness and I shared a simple framework to look at your own inner world. One component that makes up your psychological reality is being biased. A biased person is someone who favors one thing over the other or favors one side over the other. The only reason humans suffer is because we are biased, not necessarily towards an ideology, a religious group, or a particular race, but because we are biased towards life itself. Let's dive into this. We suffer because we always run after our likes and run away from our dislikes. We use our strength, but we never face our weaknesses. We like pleasant experiences, but cannot accept the unpleasant ones. We hold on to hurt feelings and sad events of the past and cannot let go. We very easily point fingers at other people's flaws, but cannot accept when other people do the same to us. We suffer the past and we worry about the future, and we rarely live in the present. We have preconceived judgments and conclusions about every person and situations. We never approach things with fresh perspectives. And this attitude has a huge toll on the mind and creates enormous internal friction. This is what gives birth to the modern paradox of outer comfort and inner chaos. Because of this, your mind becomes dull and burdensome, and you lose your spark, your vitality, and most importantly, perspective. You lose context of your inner world and the outer world. This is a perfect recipe for human suffering. By default, we are pleasantness biased. We only want pleasant experiences. We only want the pleasant things of life. As a result, we spend our whole time thinking, planning, and organizing our lives only to experience happiness or pleasantness. In our mind, we do not want to suffer. So because of this, we make choices, we make decisions to only experience happiness or pleasantness. Throughout our life, we use our five senses of sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing to only experience the good things, the pleasant things. This is true for everybody, regardless of their financial situation, whether they are rich, super rich, middle class, or poor. Everybody is making deliberate choices to only go after what they like and running away or avoiding everything that they don't like. The reality is that unpleasant people, situations, and experiences are absolutely unavoidable in life. It is an integral part of life. This is just the way it is. This biased approach towards life of only wanting to experience what you like and going after all the pleasant things and pleasant experiences and pleasant people and running away or avoiding everything that you don't like, everything that is unpleasant. This creates a lot of friction internally and has the deepest negative impact on your mind because it is not a healthy way to live. This biased approach towards life is the very cause of human suffering. The more you try to run away from the unpleasant, the more you try to avoid it, the more you dislike it or hate it, the closer it gets to you. And it becomes your shadow. Because of this, you end up experiencing more suffering in life than experiencing joy. One may think, well, this sounds so irrational and counterintuitive. Why does this approach, why does this biased approach leads to more suffering than real joy and fulfillment in life? Well, the reality is that unpleasant people, situations, and experiences are just unavoidable in life. This is a reality, and we need to accept and embrace this reality. We need to learn to deal with the unpleasant and shake hands with the unpleasant. Running after the pleasant and running away from the unpleasant is not living in tune with nature. This is not in alignment with the dual nature of life. We suffer because we do not live in tune with the dual nature of life. We are biased towards the pleasant and avoid the unpleasant, which is impossible. We are an offshoot of Mother Earth and the evolution of life on this planet. There are two dimensions of our existence: the larger outer environment and our personal inner environment. Our individual existence is totally dependent on the larger forces of the larger outer environment within which we exist, and understanding its nature is absolutely essential. In a simplistic way, both the outer environment and the inner environment are dualistic in nature. Dualistic in nature means that there are two opposing forces, two extremes, two polarities which are constantly at play, and these are embedded in the very fabric of this manifestation. For example, hot and cold, day and night, summer and winter, up and down, happiness and sadness, joy and sorrow, love and hatred, kindness and cruelty, pleasantness and unpleasantness. These opposing forces are complementary. They complement each other. One cannot exist without the other. Unfortunately, we are totally biased towards the pleasant only. And this is not living in line with the dual nature of life. It's like you only want night but no day, summer but no winter. You only want light but no darkness. You only want happiness but no sadness. This is a very naive outlook towards life. Avoiding the unpleasant, avoiding what you don't like, avoiding what you hate, or avoiding what you cannot face or handle is a sure way to suffering, especially avoiding your own dark sides. your own weaknesses, your own fears, your own insecurities, and your own past unpleasant memories and experiences is a sure way to suffering. Life or existence is built with these two opposing forces working together, the pleasant and the unpleasant. And choosing only the pleasant is a naive way to exist. It's like wanting to live in a fairy tale, disconnected from reality. If you want to live here peacefully and joyfully, you have to come to terms with the dual nature of life and accept and embrace the opposing forces, the opposite values. This is the only way to human well-being and flourishing. When you embrace reality and accept the dual nature of life, your mind becomes peaceful because you are not running towards something and trying to escape its opposite. When you live in acceptance, your inner environment becomes beautiful, and mentally and emotionally within you, you are in a beautiful state because there is no friction within you. Friction causes heat, and heat causes the fire of suffering. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. The content is from my book, The Human Education. If you're interested, please click the link in the description to get a copy for you. And if you're enjoying this video series so far, please consider subscribing. And thank you so much for watching.